Hello, my collective. How are you guys doing? Thanks for tuning into my channel. I'm going to be doing a general reading for all signs. That's all 12 zodiac signs. So let's get ready to tap into this energy. Please only take the messages that resonate. So let's see what's going on. Okay, we got the Four of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be a fire sign. They can have fire in their chart. So right now, my collective, marriage is not on your mind. You may not want to be married. That's not your desire. That's not where, you're taking action towards. This could be you, or however this conversation got brought up. It didn't go too well. Somebody said they don't want to be married due to the new Trump laws that Trump is trying to impose. We got the Page of Swords. In Aquarius, Libra, Gemini don't have to be an air sign. They can have air in their chart. So some of y'all are being guided to know the Page of Swords is not that intelligent, not that smart. Somebody shows they have a lack of how they think. So the way somebody think make people or make someone not want to marry them. It could be a fire sign or an air sign. So someone doesn't like somebody's thought process. It's very unusual to them. We got the 10 of Pentacles, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Not to be an earth sign, it can have earth in their chart. So now it makes a lot of sense. Some of y'all gonna find out that somebody didn't leave somebody an inheritance because they didn't like how they was living, or they don't like what they do for a living, or they don't like how they think. So what they did was they turned around and they either rewrote their will or they rewrote their inheritance, and they left it to somebody they feel would be more, I guess in their eyes, more logical, more intelligent. So for some of you out here, somebody has been cut out of their inheritance. You know what I'm saying? And that's because they don't like how somebody think. They don't like the fact that somebody doesn't want to get married. So it's, whoever don't notice, they going to find this out. We got the Four of Swords and Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Don't have to be an air sign. They can have air in their chart. So somebody is not resting. Somebody is very upset that, due to judgmentalness and irresponsibility and lack of intelligence is why an inheritance is gone. Because somebody made sure somebody didn't write somebody in their will, or they didn't do some paperwork properly. So, whoever's mentally stressed out, whoever this is that can't rest, I would say let it be motivation. Usually, if you are not included in something, it may motivate someone or somebody to go get your own. That's all. So for some of you out here, the lack of intelligence is why something is not done. So if you're dealing with somebody that's, ignorant, they don't have no knowledge, they don't even know where to start, you can't, I can't tell nobody how to feel, but you cannot dwell on that. We got the High Priestess here, Major Arcana, Cancer energy. So some of y'all are being guided to use your intuition. Like learn from other people's mistakes, or learn from a bad inheritance that, didn't work out. So, because what's going on is that people inherit things and then they lose them. So some of y'all need to know with the High Priestess here, your intuition is what's going to help you. So if you don't know something, ask questions, make phone calls, send emails. Don't sit up there and let what happened to you destroy you or stop you from having your own generational wealth or legacy. Because the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse is like somebody lost out and they didn't know what they had due to the lack of intelligence. They didn't realize what they had. And there's nothing you can do about that. You understand what I'm saying? You can't change somebody's thought process. We got the 9 of Pentacles. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. I have to be an earth sign. They can have earth in their chart. So the universe is guiding you that you do better off by yourself. 9 Pentacles. I like the 9 of Pentacles. Self-sufficient, independent, standing alone. And not that, when I say standing alone, meaning like you learning from an experience and alchemizing some energy makes greatness. Instead of you just sitting there, the way I've seen some people do, it's like, they don't even want to learn. They don't want to read a book. They don't want to research nothing. It's like, Let me, you know, whatever somebody tell me, I'll follow. Some of y'all being guided to know with the Nine of Pentacles, you're going to be sitting pretty. And that's because your intuition, you staying in touch with reality. You not listening to other people or letting what happened to you cause you to go on this emotional rant that wouldn't get you anywhere. I tell people, all that emotional ranting and you screaming and hollering, and I look at people and be like, ain't you tired? That's a waste of energy. By the time I see somebody screaming, I done went and did some research. I done gathered me some facts. I done made some phone calls. I be looking at somebody like, really? So you will be sitting pretty, but always realize sometimes you can do things better when you by yourself. You should think better. Because you guys, you know, sometimes you could be around some people and they so stressed out, they can't think. And then for some of you, my collective, somebody knew exactly what they was doing when they did cut somebody out of an inheritance. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So some of y'all need to know that, we got the 4 of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. You don't have to be a water sign. They can have one in their chart. So rejection is protection, but you rejecting the offer is the best thing you ever did, because that's like you marrying somebody. They can't take care of you. They have nothing to leave you. And it's not about being dependent, but it goes both ways. If I was to ever be married, I would never want my husband to worry about how he gonna bury me or how he gonna pay bills. So some of y'all rejected an offer that was for your highest good, whether you was a man or a woman, because whoever this is that wanted to marry you, you would have been marrying their debts. You would have been marrying their issues. You know, when you marry somebody, you marry their family, and you know, everybody look and say like, do you really want that? Do you really want to marry somebody that they can't take care of you? They have no goals for their own life, so what they gonna do for you? They have no direction in their own life. They lack intelligence. I can see if you know, fell off a motorcycle, or, you know, you had a bad head accident. Everybody looking at somebody like, ain't nothing wrong with you. Those are the choices you made. So whoever's mentally stressed out, this air sign, water sign, or earth sign, or fire sign, is due to their own choices. Like, this is somebody that make the choices and think like, I'll deal with the future when I deal with the future. And everybody looking like, whoa. That's a very that's a hard way to live with somebody with, like, you know, just. And don't get me wrong, when you young, I expect somebody young in their teens and 20s to be. I expect that. When you're in your 20s, I expect you to be radical and irresponsible. When you hit like 34, 35, everybody gonna look at you and be like, you're not far from 40. It's not a society or pressure on your life, but would you not want to take care of your own affairs or not have your own legacy, so that way, just in case stuff go wrong, you have something to fall back on without you being in the cloud, or you so in the unknown, you didn't even want to research what you didn't know. And see, going into the unknown, whether it's spiritual or physical, says a lot about you and what type of talent or levels you're willing to cross to better yourself. Because I tell anybody in my collective, I don't know a whole lot. I had to make phone calls. I had to talk to people. I had to go research what people was telling me, because I didn't believe what people was telling me. So some of y'all being guided to know that you using your intuition. You definitely understand that people are going to be a little mentally stressed out. So if you come across some people and they cranky and they snapping it, don't take that personal, because they're so mentally stressed out. You know, that's like you putting somebody in a room with a bunch of dead bodies, and if you've never been around dead bodies before, hell yeah, you're going to get some reactions. That's a lot on somebody, because they in a room with some dead bodies. The smell, the sight, the visual of traumatization is a lot. So you rejecting an offer was to help you, because you lacking and not having, you don't need nobody around you that didn't have good intentions for you, that wasn't having, like, gonna include you in their life plans. When you marry somebody, that's life and death. If I was ever married somebody, I'm thinking about you while I'm living, I'm thinking about you when I get ready to croak. That's what a real life partner or husband and wife do. A real husband and wife is gonna make sure that no matter what, both sides of the fence, I took care of you. You know? I made sure to do something. Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana. So you're being guided to know the energy you put out is the energy you get. You're going to have to rewrite certain things. And the universe do see you putting forth the best energy that you can. So whoever is trying to cause a disruption, opportunity and good luck and some things is on your side. So be careful of the karma you put out and be honest. You understand what I'm saying? So if you know you already took accountability and learned lessons, don't let nobody make you repeat those lessons. Don't let nobody make you feel guilty or make you start to believe that you gotta just settle or dumb down yourself or not enhance your intelligence because of mental stress. Because I tell people, I don't care how mentally stressed out you are, you need to be working on a plan. You need to figure some things out. You need to start looking at your life on an overall, and don't let now Donald Trump coming on in now cause you to now want to move your tail. You know what I mean? You should have been like doing this way before he was president. For some of you out here, whoever this is that don't want to get married and they're uncomfortable and they're very insecure, they don't add on to you. They don't have no purpose for you. You understand? Because somebody that really wants to marry you and love you, they're going to do things the right way. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to make sure that no matter what happens, you okay. It's not going to be the moment I stop loving you or disliking you, you know, hey, quit this marriage, I'm on to the next person. You know, people treat marriages like they canned sodas in the bodega. I be looking at somebody like, how many times you was married? I never been married. I'm glad. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got the 7 of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Don't have to be a water sign. They got one in their chart. So don't, you know, somebody that tells you they want to keep their options open, don't let somebody play on your emotional intelligence. If you know what you want out of life, you need to go forward and don't be afraid to let somebody go. So if I meet somebody and they tell me, hey, look, you know, I don't want commitment, I want to run around, I say, that's fine with me. I keep an open interview application at all times because it's like people, you know, I haven't came across who I'm supposed to be with yet. And I'm not going to sit here and sell myself short, or the way some people do. They get older, they start settling, they start getting desperate. I be looking at people like they need a crisis smack you up line. Have you lost it? You settling for what? Entertainment not gonna understand all day. You know, you was at the beach. You got invited to the beach party. And you went to the beach party, but you settled for that? Like, really? Like, a part of you didn't say, hey, you know what, I'll get my life together first, because you are what you attract. So for some of you out here, if you say, this is the level of where I'm at in life, the universe gonna look and say, you know what, since you feel like this is where you at, we gonna send you those people. Somebody wants to keep their options open because they're not ready to be tied down. They're not ready to settle down. Like, if you ever been with somebody that never been in a serious relationship, they're most likely not going to be ready for a marriage. You know, puppy love, kitty love, that's, you know, we call that lollipop shit. Settling down and being tied down, actually, I tell anybody, live with somebody first and you'll know if you want to marry them or not. Because they're habits. The consistency. So if you live with somebody that don't pay bills on time, don't like to clean, they're very lazy, they're very inconsiderate, or they don't handle their emotions well, they can't handle difficulties, they can't handle pain, death, or being broke, you might want to look at that. 3 of Swords, and Aquarius, Libra, Gemini don't have to be in there. So they got very nature. So some of y'all are being guided to know that it's heartbreaking that you wanted to get married and you thought you might have spent, some of y'all could have spent 4, 3 years, 7 years with somebody, or 10, and they don't want to be married. And I tell people that, just because you spent years with somebody, people will tolerate people for benefits. Like, you got people that tolerate people now because they need somewhere to live. They need eggs. And you got to understand that, people are human, but people are not always honest. So they will lie and pretend and put on a camouflage act in order to, tolerate you. That's like a man or a woman. You're not really attracted to the man, but you tolerate the man because, hey, he gives you. He makes sure every time he eat, you eat. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's like a man. Like, he'll tolerate a woman because he hasn't found who he really wants. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, you're convenient ass. You eat, like, you trust me already. So usually, depending on a foundation of a relationship says a lot. You get what I'm saying? So if you meet somebody and, that's like, I met somebody and I'm glad we friends. Like, you already made it clear with your tone and your intentions and how you act around me that, hey, you flirtatious with other women. So I'm the kind of person I let somebody be, because it's like, even if I was in a relationship, I would want my dude to have female and male friends. You're supposed to have a life. Because if I can't trust you, or if I feel like, hey, things ain't getting nowhere, I don't need to be around you. But I don't want you to be where you always around me. You ain't got no friends. And don't let nobody tell you that a man can't be friends with a woman unless they fucking. Please don't believe that. Because that's like a woman, that's like a man saying, well, a woman can't be friends with a man because they got to be having sex. And it's like, they're not even having no sex. They really just friends. So for some of you out here, insecurities and the lack of intelligence is the cause of why you wasn't meant to marry somebody. How you gonna marry somebody and they can't think? Like, God forbid something go on with you, they can't think. And it's one thing when you young and you immature and stuff, but at 34 you can't think. That says a lot. You never been in a serious relationship. You never been in a committed connection. You never lived with nobody. You never paid no bills. You never did nothing that says you was ready to go to the marriage boot camp or finish line. And even then, some people need to find themselves before they're able to walk down and do things. So some of y'all wanted to marry somebody or move in with somebody, and they want to keep their options open. So somebody likes living by themselves. They like having different people. You understand what I'm saying? I met somebody that, they had different people every week. You understand? And I don't judge. I be looking at somebody like, please live your best life. You understand what I'm saying? Because what may work for you might not work for me. So my collective, if you're heartbroken, I'm truly sorry about that, because that hurts. You might have been with somebody, or, people change, and you can't make somebody. That's like, usually people that get incarcerated, they're not the same. Their viewpoints on love, relationships, marriage usually change because you've been in a very hostile environment. You've been somewhere where don't drop the soap. Page of Pentacles, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, not to be an earth sign. They got Earth, nature, so the universe is letting you know that whoever has very little to offer, whoever this is, that they feel small financially. You see that Page of Pentacles? Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, not to be an earth sign. They got Earth, nature, like them comparing themselves to you go to show what type of man or woman that is. Anybody that really love you and care about you, they'll never worry about how much they have or what they got, because they will go do better if they got to. You understand? So that's like, I've been with a few people that didn't have a job. They went out there and got a job. They did. Straight up, they went and got a job. Like, I'm already bringing to the table the mandatory things that are need to be brought to the table. So I'm that kind of person at the end of the day. My collective, whoever couldn't appreciate what you was bringing to the table, they didn't want to marry you, or they wasn't ready for marriage, that's a protection for you, because that's not who you meant to marry. You know, you meant to marry greatness, and you over here settling for 7th grade level love, and everybody looking at somebody like, you're not in high school. He or she got you what? Some candy. I'm done. We got the Empress card here, Major Arcana in the reverse. So some of y'all being guided to know that whoever said they didn't want children, they didn't want to get pregnant, you should be thankful, because you don't want to get pregnant by somebody. And you know, usually when you fall in love with somebody, my collector, that love bug, it's worse than COVID. It got your mind, it got your soul, and everybody be looking like, honey, love can't pay the rent. Sorry. Love does not pay them bills. Okay? And you can't say you love somebody and you can't take care of yourself, or you can't, you know, be responsible for yourself. So my collective, you might have been loving somebody or fell in love with somebody that was not for you. Like, this is somebody that, like, they don't really know what to do. They don't know how to handle things. They don't have the education, and due to the fact that there's no inheritance, you know, somebody was too dependent on it. So somebody really found out, like, yo, you're not in my will. I'm not giving you anything. And it wasn't to destroy somebody. And in my collective, if this was done to you, it wasn't to destroy you. It was to grow you and build you and make you a motherfucking gladiator. Okay? Because usually if something is not meant for you, it's not meant for you. That's like, you don't know what would have came with something. You got people that inherit debt. Somebody left them a whole business, but the business got debt. Stuff needs to be paid back. You don't want that. Or something that definitely has been destroyed or damaged. You know, that's like somebody inheriting a building, and the infrastructure of the building is falling apart. The building is only going to be able to withstand the next 2 years, and it will cost more to maintain it than what you actually inherited. You inherited debt. Oh God. We got the Strength card in reverse, Major Arcana. You could be dealing with a Leo. So some of y'all being guided to know, whoever doesn't have discipline or inner strength, somebody has a very lustful desire in them, you can't control that. And if you thought you sticking around or being with somebody while you watch them be with other people will make them love you more, the universe wanted to wake you up and say, are you done? That says, I look at men or women like that, like you sat around and watched them have sex and be with other people, and what you thought they was gonna, run to you and fall in love with you because you sat and waited while they run around and do whatever it is they want to do. I'd have wrote me a blueprint plan or something. Ain't no way in the world. And I don't expect people to be perfect, but people need to be honest. Like that time you was waiting around on somebody else, you could have been meeting people. I'm that kind of person. I'd have been racking up some soulmates, because I'm not going to be with somebody while they be with somebody else and think they're going to have me on the sideline. I don't play that. You believe in. So for some of you out here, whoever this is that, y'all got somebody in your energy, they was really in love with somebody, like, they was there with me when I started this and that. And I be looking at somebody like, so what? I can't tell nobody how to feel, but I look at people like that, like, whatever history you got really stopped your life. You over here and you can't even see you are at a low level. You that person at the pool and ain't got a bathing suit or a locker and shit. You sharing shit. That says a lot. And I'm somebody, I have loved many. But a part of me wake up and be like, I'm tired of seeing everybody else go to the movies and I'm always broke. I'm tired. I'm tired of being the one where I can't go to Coochie Fritos. Oh, God. 6 of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Don't have to be a water sign. I got wood in chart. My collective, the universe is letting you know you got to let go of the past. there are beautiful people and a husband or wife out there for you, for those of you that wanted to get married, that will love you, that will be there for you, and that will definitely make you a priority, but they'll make themselves a priority. If somebody can't make themselves a priority and love themselves, you don't need them. You understand? If you got somebody and the doctor telling them, like, don't eat Krispy Kremes, and they over here, like, you know, they still, it's the added to them, and they're not thinking about you. They're like, well, you know, and I could see if you on your way out of this world. I could see somebody being like that, because, you know, you on your way out. It's been recorded. You know, and I don't say nothing about that. It's like, I get it, because I know if it was me, I'd probably feel the same way too. It's like, you didn't hear what they said? What you going to do? Give me an extra couple of weeks to look stupid? Give me what it is I want and let me go about my business. So that way, you know, there ain't no misunderstandings, because, not to detour off the reading, but we all have a different perspective and view how we want to be handled when that time coming. I'm a little different. It's like, hurry up and pull this plug. Hurry up. You better not have me looking like a museum art painting. Just, are you serious? And give me my tarot cards. Anyway, some of y'all are being guided to know that you letting go of the past was meant for you to learn yourself, find yourself, and to understand that you're worth more. You understand what I'm saying? Because life experiences, especially if you was in love and Three of Swords, heartbroken. The tears you cried are unforgettable, my collective. That hurts. To love somebody and come to find out that the plans and what you thought was going to be, you know, they're looking at you like, that's not what I want. So that goes to show that you are meant to move forward. Letting go of the past is meant for you to make room for your husband, your wife, or your potential next couple of soulmates, because we all get more than one soulmate. But, you know, you got to live. You got to go through some experiences and trust and believe that you will love again. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, don't never love. Love is this, love. No. You deserve to. Everybody got their own definition of love. You know, and everybody got a different love language. But you being guided to know that you should definitely be somebody that's in tune with yourself and love yourself before you talking about you love somebody else or you want somebody else. And whoever was insecure and comparing their financials or your pockets or not appreciating what you bring to the table and took that for granted as a way to compare themselves to you or an excuse to run out there and keep the options, because you got people, they get intimidated. You know, especially you got someone that they lack intelligence. They're not getting no inheritance. So love, you know, somebody that really love you ain't going to care about what you leaving them. But I just recommend to people, this is just me. You really love somebody and you talking about you want to marry them, you're going to take care of them, both in life and in death. You know, this new kind of love they got out here now, it's like, you know, well, just love me and tolerate me. And don't get me wrong, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you that kind of person that you fail to realize that your love is causing strains on somebody and their bank account, whoo, you know, I tell anybody, you might as well fold up that heart and put it in your pocket. I'll eat a chocolate. Anyway, we got the Knight of Swords in Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I don't have to be in there. Sun and Capricorn in their chart. So the Knight of Swords deal with someone that is intellectual, somebody that's gonna come rushing on in. Somebody definitely sees that you'll like, I don't know who you are, but you rushing back or somebody rushing back to you, and if you let them in, everybody gonna be looking at you like, wow. After all of that, you was over here book snot crying. you lost You forgot who you was. And, and I'm going to share this with you, my collective. Usually when the universe puts you through a growing pain period, you ain't supposed to go backwards. 6 of Cups in reverse. You supposed to go forward with somebody new. Like, I'm that kind of person. Nobody from my past is allowed back. I'm looking for new, vibrant love. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody that could say, hey, you know what? Let me show you with time and dedication who I really am. And let you be the judge whether or not. You want somebody that, has their mind made up. They're not easily influenced or easily lustful. They ain't disciplined. We all over the place. You understand? Because anybody that can easily sleep with somebody in a moment of passion or when they intoxicated, that's a lot. You don't know how to get high and control your high. You don't know how to get drunk and say, hey, you know what? Don't touch me. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. Mistakes happen, but my collective, somebody was so in love, everybody looking like, there ain't no remedy or no prescription you can give for that kind of stupidity. The Knight of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, have to be a water sign. They got wood in their chart. So some of y'all need to know that the Knight of Cups is, untrustworthy, unreliable, someone that's never on time. And the universe wanted you to see that, like, what you was going to do. You going to make somebody, change somebody. You going to build somebody up for the next person. Because we got a lot of builders out here, men and women. I be looking at somebody like, they done built the whole factory for the man or the woman, for the next man or woman to take them. And everybody be looking at somebody like, all you did was build them up for the next person. And then you got the nerve to be in your feelings? That's just, I've met a lot of women and men. I be looking like, you still around? I know not to listen to you. So whoever this is that is heartbroken and destroyed, my collective, you being guided to know that you playing it safe, or you rejecting somebody, or something not going in your favor. Later on down the road, you'll see it was best, it was for the good. Because nobody don't want to build somebody up for the next person to have them. That says a lot. You done, and I see men and women that do this. I be looking like, wow. And then I see the man or the woman acting like they some grand poop, and everybody looking at them like, you know how stupid you look? You helped them do what? Because you was in love? I've been there. I know what it is to be stupid for somebody, and I ain't letting that happen again. Not that I'll never love again, but to be stupid because you're in your feelings. So the logic has left the building, okay? Some of y'all need to know that the tears you cried and the pain you felt was to just help you understand that, look, this is not for you, and there is somebody out there better. You don't need somebody out there that's treating you, playing on your emotional intelligence because they know you care about them or they know you trust them. Because we got a lot of people doing that. You understand what I'm saying? It's called the trust bank. It's like, I know you trust me, so I'm going to get whatever it is I want to get out of you. I can get you to believe whatever I want you to believe. And you're not going to dare step out there and do anything because I got your trust. And I tell people, like, you may want to get some damn collateral when you're dealing with people, because just in case somebody turns around and break your trust, you got some collateral, some insurance. You understand what I'm saying? You got some backup people. Oh, done. Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Don't have to be a water sign. They got wood in their chart. You remaining calm and cool and understanding that staying emotionally calm is the best way to be. You understand? So whatever this is, or whatever you was feeling intuitively that, hey, somebody is not taking you serious. Like the conversation, whoever lacks intelligence, everybody looks like, do you hear how they talk? Did you hear that? Was you going to give a English class or something? Let us know that you start a non-profit for... Really? Because for some of you out here, somebody looking like... You don't want to be on a date with that too long. That says a lot. Like, there's no intellectual chemistry. That says a lot. That's like, when I know I don't know what somebody talking about, I just let them say like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. This is new to me. I don't care how they take it. See, I'm honest that way. I don't care. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like I know. I'll be looking like, yo, I never heard of that before. So whoever this is that is insecure and they was offering very little. You over here taking somebody to Chick-fil-A and Five Guys, and you doing the most and you're providing the most, and you know, and for some of you out here, somebody knew they had you wrapped around their fingers. So they was definitely on some like, you know, he or she not going anywhere. And I tell people, you know, don't let the trust bank be your only bank. Bank with other banks, okay? Damn. That's like when you go browsing for health insurance, you usually look at more than one option. Go look at more than one. We got the Six of Swords and Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Don't have to be in there. So they got very in chart. So the Six of Swords definitely deal with like, you know, whoever was in love is not going forward, and the universe is looking like, well, this ain't Wheel of Fortune. You want us to spin a wheel and buy a vow? Like what you want us to do? Because life goes on, everything goes on, and it's like, I wouldn't let Donald Trump, new laws, or Congress stop a person. I wouldn't recommend that. Like, don't stop dating, or just because you meet some bums or some dummies, man or woman. Don't, you know, there's still good people out there, but don't go out there trying to, you know, do fixer-uppers like you a mechanic. I've seen men and women do that. I'd be looking like, oh, y'all good. This is a project. So what project is this? You know, because people get desperate and bored, and everybody be looking like, so. Because I'm that kind of person. And I'm honest, like, I already know where I stand based off of how somebody treat me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, depending on my intentions and what I'm trying to get out of a situation is a bit different. Fixer-uppers, you're not a mechanic. And if you are, that's not your job to be doing oil changes and rotating tires. And, you know, because some people walk around with this, I could change him or her and I could make them better. Everybody be looking like, well, wait, let's see. Let's see how this goes. Because for some of you out here, on a spiritual level, somebody could have did black magic, spell work to make you love them. And we got male witches and female witches out here wasting good bay leaves and cinnamon, and you know, you got 2 teeth of a shark to make somebody love them, and then it did the complete opposite. Whoever this is that thought like, you know, well, because you got some people, they claiming that witch stuff, and I be looking like, you a what? You a goddamn broom in a dustpan. Sit down. Whoever this is that did this, some of y'all are being guided to know that you can't make somebody love you, not even with spells or witchcraft or voodoo. You can't. It's like binding rituals can't make you love, like make somebody love you. And whoever's heartbroken and whoever this is that was very stuck on somebody, some of y'all are being guided to know that it hurts to get played. It does, you know, and you're supposed to learn from that. Ace of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's not have to be a fire sign. They got fire in their chart. So very passionate. It's like it's a lot of passionate chemistry between you and somebody, but there's no love. There's no stability. If you was to break your back today or tomorrow, like this person can't cover your back coverage. Like, not that you're looking for them to, but they don't invest no time or energy. They don't put in effort. Usually somebody that really wants somebody, they'll make time for you. People make time for what they want to make time for. So whoever didn't make no time for you, whoever didn't consider you, whoever this is that, you know, somebody threw Tootsie Roll candies at you and told you to keep it pushing, and then you took the candy. So, you know, everybody looking at you like, oh, you settling for that? Somebody can give you Chico sticks. Okay. You good. I wouldn't give a damn how old I get. I'd be looking at somebody like, you know, my name ain't on your accessoride. We don't need to be talking. I'm that kind of person. You better ask about me. So for some of you out here in the collective, you don't need to be over here trying to, you doing fixer-uppers, you teaching somebody how to be romantic, you teaching somebody how to educate, and like, that's like, that's like you teaching somebody, you telling them go sign up to take this OSHA or sign up to do this, and it's like everybody looking at you like, oh, that's a pet. That's the new ghetto lassie you just adopted, huh? You know what I'm saying? So for some of you out here, whether this is that you was coaching and training and thinking, you doing fixer-uppers and shit, you might as well be seal flexing a can. You sealing up cracks, leaks. We thought your ass was a plumber. Everybody looking at you like, what are you doing? Like, I'm that kind of person. I would want I want somebody to donate their nervous system to me and fix me up. Like, what are you doing? So whoever this is that was adopting pets, good luck to you. But we got the Three of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Have to be a water sign. They got water in their chart. Y'all got somebody in your energy. They had the attitude of, when it came to this inheritance, you will not be partying, smoking, drinking up my hard-earned money. So whoever this is that definitely kind of looked at your life, looked at the direction or where you came from or what you was doing. Somebody was very judgmental. They was very they thought you were just stupid. So they purposely wrote you out of an inheritance, and they really didn't want, you or your name on the paperwork because it's embarrassing. You understand what I'm saying? So for some of you, this situation was meant for you to build your own inheritance, to build yourself up. Whoever this is that you did not marry and didn't get pregnant by, you should be over here like, touchdown. Like, you understand? Because now you can go get your own. Now you can go get more than what somebody might have would have left to you. Can you imagine that? Somebody leaving you a fucking deer head? They leave me a slaughterhouse to cut the deer and sell deer meat. They left me a deer head. I would need to look at that. Oh, God. So for some of you out here, you're being guided to know that you don't need no one in your life. They're not looking to grow, and you can't make somebody grow. You can't make somebody be better. That's like somebody that burps and don't say, excuse me, they don't have manners. You can't make somebody have manners. Some of y'all could have been with somebody like that where, like, they, ew. Oh, ew. We got the Sun card here, Major Arcana, so illumination. So there is going to be some illumination to you, or you about to receive some illumination, because some of y'all going to find out that somebody had the attitude of, you ain't going to be, whoever smokes, drinks, or had a love in their life, somebody looked and said, since you want to date them and be with them, I'm not leaving you no inheritance. So somebody's relationship is the cause of why they got cut out of a family will or a family inheritance of some sort. Pardon me, excuse me. So whoever this is, that was, they wanted to make sure that whatever you do in life, it won't be off the backs of me. So the universe wanted you to learn how to alchemize and transmute energy, no matter what energy it is. Pain, loss, sickness, anything you going through. The moment you learn how to transmute and alchemize some energy and understand that you don't always need somebody to stand with you. Now, I'm not going to say you don't need people, because we all need people, but whatever it is you're trying to build and do, you may have to do some things alone in order for you to have what it is you want. Because whoever this is, they purposely made sure you wasn't getting nothing. They was adamant. Somebody looked at you and said, especially if you smoke weed and you drinking and you got a little girl or a dude in your face, somebody looked and said, hell no. I wake up every morning, like, whatever work somebody did, it made them bitter. That's like somebody that got to go out there and pluck corn every day. Hell yeah, they bitter. You selling corn? Shit. I'm leaving. Man, That's like everybody going to the everybody living nice. Everybody drinking distilled water and you drinking out the lake. And especially if you somewhere where, sorry to say, people can look and tell, like, that's like you coming to church and everybody say, like, yo, you wore the same shoes for the past 5 months. I pray to God. Who are you with? Aww. The moon card, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, don't have to be a water sign. They got water in their charts. So for some of you out here, the reason why somebody keeps secrets because if you was to really know the truth, it's embarrassing. You understand? Everybody get to go get distilled water and they get to go and do things and everybody be looking like, says a lot. But Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is like, secrets are not meant to hurt you, is meant to build you. So if somebody kept secrets from you because they didn't want to be married to you, they didn't want to get you pregnant, they definitely did not see no life with you, try to let it go. Don't sit up there and dwell on it or feel like you lost out. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's somebody out there better. I tell anybody, like, especially now with Donald Trump and these tariffs, I'm manifested in my life. I'm out to find me a great man. Okay? I'm gonna find they're gonna find me. Alright? I'm gonna have somebody in my life that's gonna be exactly what it is that I would want in a man. So you gotta start manifesting. You understand? I got a soulmate coming. And until he come, I might bang into a few other soulmates. We got the 9 of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Not to be a fire sign. They got fire in their chart. Now, I don't know who this is that be standing outside in front of your door talking about they missed you after they go out there and get mistreated by whoever they left you for. Because whoever's in love keep taking somebody back. And everybody be looking at them like, your name ain't even fixer-upper no more. Your new name is Urgent Care. Because when they come, you make it a business to drop everything you doing to help this good for nothing, whatever situation this is that pulled you down. And everybody can look at that like, yo, it pulled you down. It didn't make you better. You over here, you adopting pets that's already disfigured. That's like you adopting a dog that's missing an eye. Everybody gonna look and say like, you got some, aesthetic or some, synthetic eyes for dogs we don't know about. Like, what's going on here? The 9 of Wands is like taking action, and wounded warrior energy. Being alone sometimes can cause you settling. You know what I'm saying? And the universe could be looking at you like, please don't, whoever just you bang into, you settling, or, you just, whew, that says a lot. You understand what I'm saying? So whoever didn't want to get married, or whoever wasn't supposed to, whoever didn't move in with you, they wasn't going to help you. You would have been doing everything by yourself. You over here with somebody that they don't even add on because they never been responsible. You understand what I'm saying? So that's like you living with somebody and it's like you got to tell them what to do because they choose, they're really not happy with you. And that hurts to be in love with somebody that's not in love with you and don't want to love you and they want to go explore their options. So you in love wanting to shack up and play house husband and housewife. Somebody want to be at the stripper club. They want to see some things jingle. Okay? You over here just, trying to, you doing fixer-upper stuff. Somebody that can't be honest with you and tell you how they really feeling because they want to protect your feelings, that's a faker. You should tell somebody, oh, I'm done. You should tell somebody honestly, hey, look, the love has died. And for some of you, whoever was strongly in love, they thought this love would never die. I don't know if this was somebody's first love. I don't know if this was somebody like first serious relationship. That shit hit. Everybody looking like you posting the status on TikTok. You crying. Really? Let me tell you something. Real kings and queens go get ambitious. You should let tears and somebody breaking up with you make you ambitious. Back in the days of kings and queens, somebody went out there and they want a castle now. Especially, you know, they went to war with another side or something, you know, and especially if you lost, you know, usually kings and queens get motivated, like, how do we kill, what's the enemy weakness? Like, the breakup of the tears and the hurt is to make you better. And for some of you out here, you know, you being there for somebody and you being financially depleted and heartbroken and left with nothing and nothing to show for it, that says a lot. That's embarrassing. Oh shit. That is. And you are meant to know that whoever cut you out of an inheritance, and you know, it's embarrassing. You know, anybody could look and say like, and look around the politician time, the shit is going on. Because for some of you out here, somebody saw somebody's lifetime, they said, you drinking, you smoking, you out here clubbing and partying. I'm not leaving you any money for you to turn around and to go, like, I don't know who this is that like to drink and smoke weed, but somebody looked at somebody like, you're not going to have no wine or no brick and mortar, like liquor distillery or something. Like somebody was very old and fuddy, you know, somebody come from a time where, like, you know, you can't talk unless you're spoken to and shit, and everybody looking at somebody like, get the fuck out of here. Yo, I'm glad, yo, I could be honest, I'm glad I wasn't around, because I'm looking at somebody like, what? I talk whenever I want. You shit, Jesus could have came down, Jesus would have been like, did you shut the fuck up? And I'm like, Anyway, we got the Queen of Swords here, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Don't have to be an air sign. They can have air in their chart. Some of y'all need to know that clear communication is needed, and you clear communicating the truth, and you living in your truth, and you being honest, and, you know, start cutting things short. Stop sitting up there letting these, like, I call them bike tire patch people coming towards you. You know, they looking for you to put a patch on them, or they put a patch on you, and everybody be looking like, yo, just buy them a new bike. What's going on here? Because some of y'all got somebody, they like to recycle old things. So instead of buying a new bike, they want to go to the junkyard and get a frame, and everybody be looking like, oh, wow. So whoever cut you out of an inheritance and didn't want to marry you, be glad you didn't get pregnant by them. Like, you got some people that can look back on life and be like, yo, I'm glad I didn't marry you. Because you looking stupid. You understand what I'm saying? And, you know, it is humiliating. But don't let it cause you to be depressed, you know, where you're not celebrating. If anything, let that motivate you. Because I'm that kind of person. Oh, you better ask about Trixie. Listen, usually when I get cut out of something, I don't, you know why I cannot care? Because I get determined. And that determined motivation mindset of mine is a little bit different. People get determined on being angry. You want to argue, fight. You know, I'm going to make you love me. And everybody be looking like, you're missing out on a lot of people. Hell, what are we doing? So some of y'all are being guided to know that good luck and good fortune is on your side, but don't let somebody come that left you behind now want to come back to you after you done built yourself up. The universe done put you through some growing pains. Universe whipped your ass, beat you down, pulled you up, and everybody looking at you like you took somebody back after that. Like, so you fixed them up for them to go out there for the next person, and you took them back. Okay. So we know you got low self-esteem. You don't believe in yourself, or you feel like you got to settle for this because you put in a lot of years or something. Everybody be looking like, because I tell you about, you can get your money back. You can get some years back if you get with the right person. So let's say somebody took some years from me. I'm going to go get with somebody younger. They going to give me back my damn years. Oh, God. So for some of you out here, you know, how you view your perspective of a loss says a lot. Because you sitting up there being depressed and crying and beating yourself up, or it's like, you know, it's too late for me, I'm too old. Everybody looking at somebody. There's old people out here that look for young people to live their best life. Like, you know what? Like, I'm in my 30s. Whoever I'm with is in their like late 20s, mid 20s. They got way more bone marrow than me. It's like, are you serious? I'm done. So for some of you out here, you're meant to do more. Let's get an oracle message. Don't let somebody that didn't want to marry you or know how to appreciate you, don't let them come back. Go get somebody better. And make sure they got a plan and some education in the brain. Okay? Because, you know, looks is nice, but somebody that don't have a brain, that doesn't have a plan for themselves or don't know what they want out of life, they're not going to know what to do with you. Okay? It's like you over here trying to turn, you know, you trying to, you trying to fix up and fix things that are, badly broken. That's like you taking a shattered glass and you getting a glue gun and shit. You over here. It looks awkward. Let's get the oracle message for this reading. Ooh. Juanita? Higher self connection. So some of you are being guided to know that you can't connect with your higher self because you're not in it could be an environment or this heartbreak situation where like, it's hard. So if you're somewhere where you can't walk barefoot and stand on clean soil, hell no, you can't do grounded meditation. If you're somewhere where your environment kind of destroys or messes with what it is for you to connect to your higher self, I would recommend prayer. You understand? So if you could recite a prayer, I tell anybody Psalms 23, 91, 92, straight up recite a prayer, because what goes on is that you can't tap into your higher self if you got situations going on where it's sabotaging you and depleting you, and you let go of the past. So you letting go mean like go out there and go live your best life. Because some of y'all are being guided to know that your life path is not meant for everybody to be there, and it does hurt to be heartbroken by somebody you was in love with. And universe wants you to know, like, did you enjoy the feeling of being in love? Wasn't it a nice feeling while it lasted? You now have that experience. You're going to have to turn the next chapter in your life. Everything down here is an experience. You're not supposed to be in love, stuck in love, never love nobody, and just everybody looking at you like, you see that wall painting right there? Look at this dumbass Picasso. I'm done. You know, I've seen people do that. They stay with somebody where they know they're not going to help them evolve in life. And it's like, you ain't got nothing to show for it. You still in the same environment. You know, nothing ain't changed. Somebody doesn't hatch golden eggs out their ass, and, you know, they stay. The Knight of Pentacles, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, not to be an Earth sign, they can have Earth in their chart. So, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse is like, you know, you need to be honest about your sexual desires. You know, you dealing with somebody that they feel like you trying to discover where you going on a road map, and a road trip could be very displeasing. You know, because usually if we get somebody that's giving us attention, or I see some people like, I need a companion, I'd be looking like, that ain't a companion. That's a road map. It has a lot of lines. The shit look like a train map, and you gotta always transfer a figure. It's always a delay. It's always a, you know, it's like, you know, we never see you come to work or come outside and you're glowing. You know, you look pale. You look like a goddamn ghost. Oh, Jesus. So for some of you out here, we got the Devil card here in the reverse. So the Devil deal with Capricorn energy. So I don't know who this is, that they not addicted to you. You are not their drug. You are not their nothing. Because, you know, anybody else that looks handsome or looks better than you, they'll give in. It's over. It's like somebody got wandering eyes, wandering body parts, and wandering heart, you know, and somebody doesn't fit from that position. So let's really look at the Devil card here. Oh, I'm done. Whoever this is that doesn't fit, you know, they're bitter. You know, they don't fit. And it's not because of you, it's because of them. Like, whoever can't do this position with you, you always gotta do the extra hole and tuck like you a dog or something. Everybody be looking like, the universe be looking like, whenever you get tired of dealing with meanie weenie and you ready to come be with a champ, you holler. Because some of y'all was with meanie weenie. And usually people with meanie weenies, no, they're not going to leave you an inheritance. You know how they had to settle for somebody they didn't want to marry or want to be with, and then they looked at your life and you out here just doing all this, they call it wickedness. You drinking, you smoking, you clubbing. Like whoever this is that was raised in the back of a berry bush somewhere where everybody looking like, no wonder why you better, because you ain't get to go nowhere and do nothing. You never saw nothing. You understand? You've been in the back closet of your house for how many years? Whew. So for some of you out here, it's like, you know, when somebody is not honest about who they're attracted to on an intimacy, sexual level, and they're settling, and then they don't got no real body parts to work with. That's like, can you imagine as a woman, you woke up and you didn't have a vagina? Where would he stick it at? Or if a man woke up and he no longer had a third leg, what would he work with? He will eventually get tired of using his face. Like, nobody would want to have pumpkin pie on their face all day because, you know, he doesn't have a third leg. You understand? So can you just imagine that? Like, oh, we got the Ace of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio have to be a water sign. They got wood in their chart. So the Ace of Cups is like, you're not receiving no overflow. No, somebody can't get a river out of you. Because they didn't install a tank or a pipeline in you to make a river come out of you. So usually that takes time. You know what I mean? That's like, you would usually spend time with somebody. You got to get to know them. You would do things to get them to open up. You understand? Because if somebody went to Six Flags and they roller coaster never got rode on in a lot of years, you know, you over here just trying to get it to go. Anybody say like you might need some oil for them track pipes? You understand? You might want to put a new roller coaster on the track. So now when you cut the roller coaster on, it is a safe ride to ride on, and they're going to feel good because they're going to get the adrenaline rush that they need. I don't know who this is somebody was in love with, but everybody looking like, really? This person didn't even give you a cardiac, you know, exercise, and you're crying? Oh. You leaving? You know, that says a lot. Like, you know, because somebody was real strict. Somebody, oh man, whoever kept somebody in the cage when they finally got out, it's like, we could tell. You know, and usually when you get people in the bedroom that's been conditioned to one person a particular way, you know, they don't even want to try nothing different because they just, oh my, like, you know, that's all they know. So you over here and, you know, like, that says a lot. Like, you know, you're tolerating and settling, and then whoever this is, they got cut out of inheritance, their whole world crashed because they was dependent on that. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody was looking forward to something getting passed on, and then they was going, and I tell anybody, you good, because I'm that kind of person where, like, I don't look at things that way. I look at things where, like, I want my own. And I've been that way for a long time. Usually, when I'm somebody that, once I know what happens, I go find shit to do. I want to have fun. I want to meet people. I know me. I know what type of talent. I know what type of woman I am. And then I can look back on what I got accomplished by myself throughout my experiences, and I'll be looking like, well, okay. So let me do this for me, and let me make sure that when I do it, it's really for me. I won't make the same mistakes. I won't sit up there and be just stuck, you know, looking like that painting in the museum and stuff. Just because for some of you out here, that's how somebody's looking, and everybody looking at them like, what are you doing? Seven of Swords, an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini don't have to be in there. Sun and Cap in their chart. Now, for some of you out there that was in love with somebody and they tricked you or you feel tricked, let the trickery motivate you. You can alchemize tricks energy, manipulation and lies. Turn it into the world of what it is you desire and let it create greatness. You know how many times I've been lied to? And then I lie to other people, and then I've been lied to back. That shit is a give and take. That's life. Everybody done told some damn lies. But for you to be mad, you got tricked. The universe could be looking like, all right, you got tricked in what? Which, you got to go forward. You got to manipulate. You got to go forward. We ain't got time. You ain't got time to be dwelling on the fact you got manipulated. You got to go forward. Your life is going by. We got shit to do. That's how you alchemize being tricked or manipulated. Because for some of you out here, somebody kind of knew you didn't recognize game, you didn't know no better, and somebody thought that you would be the loneliness or them not being around, and you would just be. And the universe is looking like, you better not. All that great shit out there for you. Especially whoever came from a bullberry bush attitude. Everybody looking like, there's somebody that be like, you don't talk unless you're spoken. So everybody be looking like, you sit your homemade lemonade ass down. Because that's why you where you that's why you where you at in life. Just with this, like, this is somebody that's like, I mean, they old and funny, whoever this is. Everybody be looking at them like, because for some of you out here, especially those of you that are getting older, arthritis is going to kick in. And the universe could be looking at you like, yo, we got great opportunities even out of the most worst situations if you could open up and see beyond. So if somebody tricked you, they left you for somebody else, and alchemize that. You understand? That manipulation somebody gave to you, transmute that shit into a fucking empire. Get some sponsors too. Because usually when I get manipulated and fucked over, I'm looking for sponsors now. I'm like, yep, come help me sponsor this. Come on, come sponsor this. Fuck that. We got the 5 of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Don't have to be a water sign. They got water in each chart. So for some of you out here, somebody definitely is, 5 of Cups is like, you deserve somebody that, if they trick you to have sex with them, it hurts. You understand what I'm saying? So be mindful that somebody might trick you to have sex with them, or they might say things you want to hear. And the universe could be looking at you like, let's really weigh this out. If this is not what you want, don't settle for that. I know I want a committed connection. You understand what I'm saying? And for those of you out there in the collective, like, whoever this is that loses sexual interest emotionally very quickly and needs a new partner all the time, you're going to have to let them go. I've been with somebody like that. It's like, I got to go. It was fun while it lasted. Especially when you're dealing with like anacondas, tsunami punani. They get bored. That shit is like an application. You might get picked, you might not. I'm done. 4 of Pentacles, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, not to be an Earth sign. They got reference chart. So definitely you deserve a breast massage. You deserve somebody that's going to like foreplay. Foreplay is very important. You got somebody wanting to jump in you, and it feels like they're sanding a wall. Ooh. So for some of you out here, you deserve foreplay. You deserve romance. You deserve somebody that's going to take their time and definitely, just have you in the palm of their hand. And if you stay stuck on somebody and they know they could just come back to you, because somebody got that to them, I don't care how many people they be with, I'm always love them and let them be. Everybody looking like that's your ass going to catch something like that. You know what I mean? You going to fuck around and your vagina or your wee-wee is going to be in the news some damn way with that attitude. So whoever this is that is like real gullible and naive for somebody, you might have to let them stew in that. Cause I look at somebody like, if you sitting in a crock pot and they upgrading the pots, they got new pots, they got AI pots. I'm that kind of person. I'm getting a new pot. It don't. Once I've been in the wrong pot for too long, I'm gone. that is it. I'm done. Okay, I might put in applications or, you know, put out a flyer or something saying, hey, interviewing for new crock pots. Like, because if somebody's stuck on somebody, you know, or they feel like, you know, they took me out my most dark situation. They look there, everybody be looking at somebody like, yeah, I get it. And you just never grew past it. Oh, God. 6 of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Not to be a fire sign, they got fire in their chart. Usually if somebody don't want to be seen with you in public after they had sex with you, it's a one-night stand. You are a situation. So whoever this is that was ignoring the red flags, ignoring the fact that this person never takes you around their family, their friends, they don't even want nobody to know they talking to you. Might want to be mindful of that. Because the 6 of Wands is like, you know, there wasn't no... Like, that's all somebody... Like, you wasn't even getting good loving, and you ain't getting taken nowhere. Somebody would even take you out on a picnic. They don't do nothing with you. Like, there's nothing fun. Like, and then whoever this is with eeny meeny, you know what I mean? Or whoever this is that has the Nova JJ energy, you know, it's just like a brick down there. Good luck. Oh, God. So with some of you out here, you know, somebody told somebody, like, you just hold on to it and until it falls off. And everybody look to say that's where you at in life right now, and you don't have a lot of experience. So somebody come talking to you saying, hey, you know, we're going to fix up this roller coaster or try to introduce you to something. It's like, Everybody looking at somebody like, so I get it. You know, you're still stuck. And if you're dealing with somebody that likes to keep their options open, or you let them come back into your life, you can't blame nobody but yourself. If you in love with somebody that much that you don't care if they go be out there with other women, then they can always come back to you because you in love with them and all that. Everybody be looking like, who's the real sucker here? Like let's really, let's be honest here, because I'm that kind of person where, like, once you leave me and you let me know nicely, whatever it is you didn't like about me, whatever physical attractions or sexual attractions I did not meet, it was fun while it lasted. I'm that kind of person. And half of the time, when somebody leave me, they know, keep your side piece or your new piece, keep them away from me. Don't you ever come rolling up on me. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, even the person that left me will tell them that, like, don't go there. Okay? It's called a respect boundary line. Damn! You understand? It's like, I had to learn that as I got older, because I had been with dudes before where, like, yo, I had they, like, whatever side piece they had came up to me and they friends, and I wasn't able to, like, defend myself. And I learned from that, like, yo, let me make sure there's something about me. When I ain't with him no more, I don't care if you are in love with him, you better not ever come hit me up. Don't do that. Because I'm that kind of person, whoever I get with, they'll never contact none of my exes. Because I don't even keep none of my exes' information. I delete, block, destroy, bury. I don't play that game. My new boo do not have to worry about no ex-boos. Okay, he's my new boo when I get one. We got the Tower card here in reverse, Major Arcana. So no wonder why there wasn't no arguments, because it wasn't no good loving. Somebody is really built like a goddamn aquarium tank. You know, whoever this is, fucking number 2 pencils, may God be with you, because that says a lot. You understand what I'm saying? So whoever this is, I'm done. Whoever this is that definitely, it's, you know, it wasn't appreciated. And then you was in love with somebody and you appreciated them, and whoever didn't want to marry you, have kids with you, or move in with you due to a loss of inheritance, and, you know, it's a lot. You know, I got an hour and 13 minutes, and I don't want to talk you guys head off, but y'all deserve romance, foreplay. You deserve somebody that, you know, you thinking about them while you somewhere else. It is hard to find people like that. Yeah, and they usually come with problems. You understand? So you gotta know you gotta know your wiggle room. Like, if you find somebody that, I mean, got some good tornado sex, they might have problems. So you gotta know how to get in where you fit in. And if you really do want a committed connection with somebody, you can't say you want commitment and you want tornado sex. You can't have it all. it's a rarity everybody gets that. It's rare. Not that it can, but you have to put in a request for that. You know what I mean? You might have to pray on it. It's hard to find a man or a woman that can give your physical needs and be loyal to you and be dedicated and be responsible. And, you know, it's like, but it's okay to be heartbroken. Just don't let it destroy you to a point where, like, you just settling. And don't go being a fixer-upper. You gotta teach this one. You gotta tell them what to do. Tell them what to say. You know, you're doing a lot. You might as well be a sexologist. Everybody at the university looking at you. Everybody looking at you like, you hear that shit? You see that? You over here with your hand, getting arthritis from touching yourself. Buying these plastic things that might shock you and put you in the ER. Wow. Because with some of you out here, whoever was born behind a berry tree and shit, that's what they wanted you to be. Just, your hand just you just get arthritis from touching yourself. And let nobody touch you. Whoever this is that believe you can't talk unless you're spoken to. And everybody be looking like, if you don't sit your motherfucking first light bulb building ass down and just let somebody live. Because some of you out here, somebody was around when the first light bulb got built and shit. So modern society and the new wave now, whoever this is that looked at somebody and said, I'm not leaving you no inheritance, you ain't getting my money. They come from that time when, Aunt Aunt Jemima made her first jar of fucking syrup. You wouldn't want no parts of that. Whoever this is that tell you to go outside and get 2 tree leaves and dip them in vinegar and put it on your forehead and shit. Everybody be looking like, what? Yo, 9 of Pentacles, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. So I had to be an earth sign. They got Earth from HR. So for some of you out here, you will want somebody that wants to look at what they're touching. Somebody that wants to give you a trim. Give your kitty a haircut. You want somebody, like this is you, 9 of Pentacles, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy. You want somebody that, they appreciate you being naked. Somebody that pays attention to the scars or your skin. Somebody that definitely wants to find every spot on you that's going to make you holler. So for everyone out here in the collective, this is you guys' general reading. If you're interested in booking a personal reading, all my information will be down below in the description box. Remember to stay safe and to not stay destroyed, and take care of yourself. I'll talk to you guys later.